Lao Tzu once said, quote, "A leader is best when people barely know he exists. When his work is done, his aim fulfilled, they will say, 'We did it ourselves.'" Unquote. The leadership of Dame Ngozi Okechukwu can best be described as transformational. In 2019, when she was promoted to State Director, Abia State National Orientation Agency, she was unprepared by the condition of the office building, the furniture, lack of funding, lack of functional vehicle, enlightenment equipment, and the ill-motivated staff, but she did not allow that overwhelm her. On assumption of office, Dr. Ngozi Okechukwu changed the trajectory of advocacy and transformed the agency into an institution that enjoys enviable visibility today. She consistently amplified her voice on gender-based issues and good governance, which attracted local and international partners to promote some of her initiatives and causes in Abia State. Dame Ngozi Okechukwu altered the trajectory of sensitization, mass mobilization and advocacy through her exemplary leadership, which evidently is one of the most fundamental strategies for executing successful programs. Being a top-notch public administrator and armed with a PhD in management in organizational leadership, she understood that adequate motivation, training, and retraining of staff was crucial to building a robust organization and employee commitment. Without delay, she instituted weekly management meetings, capacity-building workshops, and in-house training, appreciative of the fact that there is strong connect between training employees to do their jobs better and the capacity of an organization to achieve set goals. With this philosophy, she consistently intensified the agency's programs, which reflect the strategic pillars in governance and leadership, public enlightenment, peace building and inclusive security, behavioral change, agenda setting, policy and citizen engagement, and more. She added on conversations of gender-based issues and good leadership. Her first project was to use her personal money to overhaul the old dilapidated Hilux vehicle of the Directorate. When reconstruction was completed, there was great jubilation among NOA staff. This sacrifice gave the Directorate a new face and credibility in various campaigns and advocacies. But alas, the performance of the vehicle did not last long. The vehicle was unable to weather the pressure of intense fieldwork during the COVID-19 pandemic. Dr. Ngozi Okechukwu returned, therefore, to using her personal vehicle to ensure her safety and the sustenance of NOA programs. However, her commitment and doggedness did not go unnoticed. When the Director General of NOA had the rare opportunity to buy few new vehicles, she was one of the few directors surprised with a bus to carry out the sensitization campaigns of the Abia Directorate of the NOA. Dame Ngozi Okechukwu, PhD, attended the University of Calabar, Nigeria, where she graduated with Bachelor of Arts in English and Literary Studies in August 1986. She obtained a Master of Humanities degree in Public Administration from Abia State University, Uturu in May 2000. She further obtained Doctor of Management in Organizational Leadership from the University of Phoenix, United States in March 2020. She is a high-performing NOA State Director with over 30 years' experience in grassroots mobilization. Having worked with the legendary Professor Jerry Gana, Dr. Chuks Osuji, Professor Chibuzo Obuago, and the current DG of NOA, Dr. Garba Abari, her practice of mass mobilization is set on excellence, creativity, and charisma. Dr. Okechukwu is a researcher with proven track record of success in developing and implementing leadership best practices in Nigerian public organizations. She has contributed to 2 international books and published in several academic journals on leadership. She is highly skilled in managing human resource processes, systems analysis, and policy compliances. She is the publisher of Abia Mobilizer, a quarterly magazine of the Abia NOA, which has been endorsed by eminent Nigerians such as Chief Onyema Ugochukwu, Ide John Udabala, Senator Frank Ibezim, Dickness Rose Urenta, His Royal Majesty Ezenwa Beke, the Chief Imam of Abia State, and the President, Christian Association of Nigeria, Abia State, and many others. Dame Ngozi Okechukwu embarked on many projects as the State Director, National Orientation Agency in Abia, some of which may not be mentioned here for want of time. It was her innovation to introduce the commemoration of international days to raise awareness on global issues. In addition to making beautiful flyers and creating social media content, she partnered both local and international organizations to commemorate the International Day of the Girl Child, World Humanitarian Day, World Rural Women Day, Teachers Day, Tourism, Human Rights Day, and many others. Consequently, there was no dull moment in the directorate and no limit to her creativity. Following her visibility in Abia State, Dame Okechukwu became a regular in most of the radio stations in the state and was invited as keynote speaker in several programs organized by the First Lady of Abia State, Dr. Nkechi Ikpeazu, and many programs such as the 2022 PR Week of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations NIPR Abia State Chapter, PTDF training organized by Nostra, the 17th anniversary of the Local Government Ladies Association, and more. In the fight against gender-based violence, Dame Okechukwu envisioned a Nigeria where all women and girls are free from violence and harmful practices. The rising cases of gender-based violence during the COVID-19 pandemic prompted her to champion advocacies for synergy and action with state and non-state actors to promote behavioral changes. She saw the wife of the governor, Dickness Nkechi Ikpeazu, PhD, who touched lives through her pet project, the Vika Hope Foundation, as a role model and participated in most of her activities, such as the International Day of the Girl Child, marked annually to educate the girl on her rights and importance in the digital generation. The Mentor 1000 Boys program, tagged Building a More Holistic Society Through Value Orientation and Mindset Change of the Boy Child. The Abia Family Enhancement Summit, the Ngozi Summit. Orange the World, 16 days of activism to empower women and girls to enjoy their rights and potentials. Dr. Okechukwu advocated for the protection of the vulnerable, exposure of sexual crimes, and campaigned to end gender-based violence. The Abia Peace Summit was a brainchild of Dame Ngozi Okechukwu, which aligned with reorientation programs already established, where she intensified sensitization campaigns to increase awareness of the need for peace among the citizens. She organized the Southeast Zonal Sensitization Workshop cum exhibition tagged Change Begins With Me, patronize Made in Nigeria products and services in collaboration with the Aba Chamber of Commerce ASIMA on Thursday, 6th of February 2020 at the Aba Sports Club. The aim, among others, was to sensitize Nigerians to patronize and use Made in Nigeria products, encourage young innovators, and the export of Made in Nigeria goods. Under her leadership still, the National Orientation Agency Abia State organized a one-day national security sensitization campaign on the theme, Building a People of Peace towards Enhancing National Security. This program was designed to continue discussions on the degrading and deteriorating war with terrorists, bandits, kidnappers, insurgency, political lawlessness, election violence, drug addiction, police brutality, and other forms of violent extremism which undermine the peace of our society on Wednesday, 23rd of February 2022. Highlight of the program was the investiture of Y Brigade patrons and Grand Patron. As NOA Abia State Director, Dame Okechukwu worked in collaboration with the Senator representing Abia Central Senatorial District, Senator T.A. Orji, on zonal intervention constituency project on training youth and women of Abia Central Senatorial District on voter registration. The theme was engaging youth and women on effective voter participation for increased voter enrollment and peaceful elections. Dame Okechukwu engaged extensively in line with NOA mandate in workplace advocacy with critical stakeholders. She paid and received several strategic advocacies on sensitization campaigns to Dr. Okezie Ikpeazu, the Executive Governor of Abia State, on his investiture as Grand Patron of Y Brigade. His Eminence, Dr. Chukwu Emeka Samuel Kanu Uche, Prelate Emeritus, Methodist Church, Nigeria. Then Commissioner of Police, Abia State Command, CP Janet Abede, the SSG, Barrister Chris Izim, Abia State House of Assembly Speaker, the Right Honorable Engineer Chinedum Orji, His Royal Majesty Eze Sir Joseph Ntubisi Nwabeke, His Lordship Bishop Lucius I. Ugoji, Catholic Archbishop of Umuahia, the Most Reverend Dr. R.C. Opoko, Methodist Archbishop of Umuahia, and many others in traditional, religious and security institutions. Dr. Okechukwu realized the need to collaborate and partner critical stakeholders. Consequently, in Abia State, UNICEF supported in the following programs during her tenure: the annual homecoming of women known as August Meeting in 340 communities in Abia State, mobile messaging campaign in areas of 25 mass gatherings across the state, meeting with voluntary community mobilizers VCMs on strengthening of VCM QAS for information service delivery on COVID-19 prevention and vaccine uptake in 33 communities in Umunnochi local government area. Alliance building meeting with umbrella, commercial and vocational associations. Alliance building meeting with critical professional associations. Alliance building workshop with the Abia North Community Governance on COVAX in the 3 senatorial zones in Abia State. Joint radio program with the 9 radio stations in Abia State, COVID-19 talks. The NOA also collaborated with the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management to ensure that social investment program of the federal government was achieved through equitable distribution to vulnerable population, including children, women and the teeming unemployed, as well as reduce the rising wave of violence in communities using such strategies as NPAR, conditional cash transfer, government enterprises and employment programs JEEP, as well as National Homegrown School Feeding Program. The NOA State Directorate partnered the National Youth Service Corps NYSC to inculcate in Nigeria youths the spirit of selfless service to the community and foster the spirit of oneness and brotherhood. In line with NOA's mandate on public enlightenment, political education, social and behavioral change, the Dr. Ngozi Okechukwu-led NOA collaborated with the Independent National Electoral Commission on voter education, sensitizing the masses about their rights, how to exercise such rights, and how the electoral system works. In this sensitization, the NOA adopted evidence-based approaches such as media briefings, advocacies with critical stakeholders, and the collection of voices of major influencers to promote the collection of PVCs, road shows, mobile messaging using motorized approach in areas of mass gatherings such as motor parks and markets. The NOA collaborated with the ICPC with the aim to free the populace from all forms of corruption and corrupt practices. Equally, NOA collaborated with the Federal Ministry of Water Resources to increase synergy in reducing open defecation by 2025 in line with the Executive Order 009 of Mr. President, having observed that over 47 million persons still engaged in open defecation. The NOA, Abia State, collaborated with the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) to sensitize the public on the need to accept the redesigned Naira notes. The Directorate also, in conjunction with the National Population Commission (NPC), engaged different media platforms including road shows to inform the Abia populace about the upcoming national census. The NOA, Abia State, equally collaborated with Peering Advocacy and Advancement Center in Africa and MacArthur Foundation with the aim of mitigating sexual and gender-based violence. The NOA State Director labored to enlist relevant personalities sign the SGBVPC, including the wife of the Executive Governor, Dr. Nkechi, Right Honorable Engineer Chinedum Ochi, Speaker, Abia State House of Assembly, the Most Reverend Dr. C.R. Opoko, Methodist Archbishop of Umuahia, and others. The collaboration of NOA with Youth and Students Advocates for Development (YSAD) in partnership with Eagle Post with support from Voice worked on behalf of the government of the Netherlands on the project titled No Dey Give Bribe, Follow Traffic Rules. The campaign was focused not just on the law enforcement agencies who extort citizens with impunity, but on the unlawful behaviors of motorists. Inspire Hope Foundation is a US-based organization which mission is to address disparities in quality of life by creating opportunities, education, and effective collaborations for those in need of care. The Abia State NOA collaborated with Inspire Hope Foundation in the following programs: COVID-19 indoor outreach at Umunnochi and Bente local government areas to donate palliatives, face masks, sanitizers, and educate the rural people on protocols of COVID-19. Interactive virtual training of NOA management staff and the 17 local government area community orientation and mobilization officers, COMOS. The NOA collaborated with Literacy Integration and Formal Education Foundation Live in a stakeholders workshop on national gender policy implementation. The aim was to advance the objectives of the National Gender Policy 2006. These and more capture the activities of the relentless, resilient, and target-oriented Dr. Dame Ngozi Okechukwu. Dr. Okechukwu is the founder of the Initiative for Rural Revival and Enlightenment and Initiative for Public Enlightenment and Revival Foundations, through which she impacts widows, children, and other vulnerables. She is the current coordinator, African Orientation Council (AOC) of the International Institute of African Scholars (IIAS). She is a certified leadership coach and president of Leadership Hearts Incorporated. Dr. Ngozi Okechukwu has received many professional and merit awards, such as the Delta Mu Delta International Academic Excellence Award, the Dame of the Knights of John Wesley of the Methodist Church Nigeria, Integrity in Leadership Award by the Ohanese Ndigbo. She Inspires Women Award. Dr. Ngozi Okechukwu is happily married to Sir Ide Ifeanyi Okechukwu, the Conference Lay President, Methodist Church Nigeria, and Chairman cum MD of BOK Group, and they are blessed with children. Harry S. Truman once said, quote, "It is amazing what you can achieve when you do not care who gets the credit," unquote. And Walt Disney opined, quote, "All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them," unquote. That is the mindset of a woman who dared, who cared enough to try, who fought on irrespective of the difficulties, the rough and rugged terrain. A woman who said to herself and her team, "Yes, we can." A woman, Dame Dr. Ngozi Okechukwu, who stooped to conquer. To God be the glory.
Celebration time! Hey, hey, everybody make una come.